Lightray sacrificed himself to save the new gods. Now Death, also known as the Black Racer, will answer his question of what happens when a new god dies. Welcome to the Comicstorian Complete Story Series, where you get audio dramas of your favorite comic books, helping you decide what to go out and add to your collection. Today we continue The New Gods with issue 6 by Ram V. I hope you enjoy. Lightray blasted his way through the hordes of Niktari, lashing out with his powers. He whirls back for another pass, only to be stopped suddenly as a sharp metal pierces his chest. He gasps as he looks down at Karak. "Father!" Solus gasps before his body sags. But the hero knew the sacrifice that was asked of him, knew what it would cost him, and knew the time it would buy the others. Now, the other gods stand around Highfather. Metron looks up into the sky and sees the Niktari warships block their path. "Highfather, the way to Earth is closed. You must pry the skies open for those of us still alive," Metron tells their leader. Akala steps outside onto the balcony, promising to buy them time. He holds up his hands, calling forth a powerful force field as the Niktari warships bear down on them. Akala speaks the language of the source. "Here, I command, shall be a door," he bellows. The Niktari slam against the force field, allowing the new god's ship to quickly exit. On board, Highfather is wounded, but still raises his hands, using his powers to call forth a boom tube that allows the gods to jump away from the fallen New Genesis. But someone has stayed behind. Below on the battlefield, the Black Racer stalks. He reaches down for the lost source of energy that was once Solus. "This day, Solus, though I'd hoped the chase would last forever, this day you will have your answer," the Black Racer says softly as he opens a portal that will lead them to the source. He thinks back on that day, long ago, when he met the hero Lightray. "Tell me, Racer, do you know what happens when one of us dies?" Lightray had asked him. And so, the Black Racer steps through the portal. His existence stretches as he leads Solus to the source, to the afterlife of the new gods. For that is his task as Death. And in this plane of existence, Solus can speak with him. I am dead? I was winning, wasn't I? I saved Highfather. I was going to save Sir Tuin. You have to take me back. They'll need me. They'll need my help, Solus begs him. But the Black Racer shakes his head as they move through the light and spectrum of existence. "That is not for me to decide, Solus. The light at the end of the tunnel, the source. Though it happens rarely, the source could send you back," Black Racer explains. They continue through this strange spectrum of existence, the walls around them pulsing, as the Racer explains that the concerns of the living world are no longer Lightray's concern. But there are many perils between the world of the living and the end of the journey. Unborn and unliving concepts roam these currents, ready to devour some of the essence of the real so that they can break through into the world outside, the Black Racer explains. He motions to the darkness that begins to seep around them. "Though it is forbidden by the First Covenant, the darkness's will and desire is always bent upon this place. We are surrounded by it," the Black Racer says, explaining that the darkness always seeks to devour the essence of the living. "That which cannot return to the source is lost forever. But here in the Waiternum, it cannot interfere. It cannot cross the Racer says. But the darkness suddenly reaches out for him, black tendrils wrapping around his arms and pulling him down. "No, this is not possible. This is not your domain," the Black Racer begins to say before being swallowed by the darkness. Meanwhile, Highfather awakens on the new god's ship as it hurtles through the darkness of space. He looks up to see Shadowfall sitting by his bedside. "You did it. We're approaching Earth, but the passage was not kind to the ship. But Ra-How thinks we'll make it," she tells him. Highfather nods as he tries to sit up. "Where is Solus?" he asks. The tears that fall from Shadowfall's eyes are her only answer. Highfather sighs and closes his eyes. "He was always a sweet boy, you know, an eager child, but strangely ungifted, born without the powers of a god," Highfather whispers. He thinks back on the past, when Orion and Solus were children and friends. One day, they stumbled on a nest of apocalyptian soldiers that had hidden themselves on New Genesis. Orion fought valiantly, but Solus was injured in the battle as he had been born without powers. Highfather could do nothing for the boy, and so it was believed that he would not survive. Orion sat by his friend's bedside the whole time, learning that there is always hope, and Solus did not die. His body was reborn as that of Lightray, with all the powers of the new gods. Meanwhile, in the darkness of the Waiternum, Solus has still not given up hope. The Black Racer has been swallowed by the darkness, which saps all life and thought of hope. "Racer, do you hear me? This cannot be the end. Not like this. I am the light, and I refuse to dwindle," Solus's essence calls out. The Black Racer reaches out for the small amount of the source. "Now get up! Our race is not yet done," Solus commands. The Black Racer pushes against the darkness, fighting his way free. "You dare tread upon my work here?" he calls as he reaches out. His scythe appears in his hand. "Very well. If you wish to roam this place, then you too must play by its rules. You stand now in the precipice world, where non-living things may taste of life, but all that lives can be made death," the Black Racer hisses. He slashes at the darkness and clears himself a path. Now, he races forward, passing through the spectrum of existence until he finally reaches the source. And there, he hands over the essence of Solus. With his task complete, the Black Racer leans towards the ancient box. "If you can hear me at all, if there is any way to bring him back, you should. Because if you won't do something about it, I will," the Racer whispers. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Orion flares up at Superman. The Man of Steel cocks an eyebrow at him and looks down at the fist he just caught. "I've taken a hit, full throttle, from you before, and that wasn't it. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you really weren't intending to kill a child," Superman says. But he motions up to the sky, where a new Genesis ship has just broken the atmosphere. "Now, why don't you stand down, and we can all go find out just what in the heck is falling out of the sky," Superman continues. The new gods look to their communications and realize that they are survivors of New Genesis. "They need help," Mr. Miracle tells Superman. The Man of Steel smiles and nods. "I know, we've got it covered," he promises. Above them, the Justice League is already at work to slow the ship's descent. On the ground, Diana and the Amazons are preparing to soften the landing, and Green Arrow is ready to shoot debris out of the sky with anti-grav arrows. "She's all yours to catch, Blue," Green Arrow says. Superman nods his head and leaps up into the sky. And that is where we end issue 6 of The New Gods. I hope you guys are enjoying this story, and let me know your thoughts on it in the comments below. And if you want to help out the channel, be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to get notifications when new videos are released. I'm Dan with Comicstorian, and we will see you next time. Rest in peace, Benny.